Have they found out what brought down the Boeing 787, the AI 171? Well, some indications are there now, and we're going to be discussing those things. This is like a continuation of the one where I had talked about Boeing safety record. Certainly, concerns are there. Whistleblowers, three of whom testified, two of them are dead. Last one has testified. And the basic takeaway from all these people is that after 10 years, anything can happen to a Boeing 787. We're going to be examining the various components of the Boeing 787 that crashed, and you will get to understand a little bit more about what happened, how old were the engines, when were the engines checked, and so on and so forth. It's a small slide deck. A small request to all of you to please like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, kindly do subscribe to our channel. So what brought down AI 171? The indications are that it was well maintained, and there was a last major inspection in June 2023 and the next one scheduled for December 2024. So about once every 2.5 years. The right engine, there are two engines, right? The right engine was newly overhauled in March 2025, and the left one was inspected in April 2025. Both were cleared for operation. The CEO, Campbell Wilson, confirmed there were no red flags in pre-flight monitoring or performance history. Then what happened? Tata Group chairman N. Chandrasekaran has emphasized that the aircraft had a clean history. Chandrasekaran, in a televised interview, said the right engine was new, the left engine was last serviced in 2023 and is due in December of this year. This aircraft had no issues. Then why did it crash? So the immediate response and safety measures. So now we still have 5 from that batch flying around in Air India. So what has Air India decided to do about that? They have initiated enhanced pre-safety checks across its 787 fleet. A temporary 15% reduction in wide-body operations has been introduced as a precaution. Those of you who had plans for flying Air India abroad using their wide-bodied aircraft, you may want to check your reservations to see if that flight has been cancelled. And if that has been cancelled, what are the alternate arrangements Air India has made? As of June 19, 2025, Air India has cleared 26 out of its 33 Boeing 787 Dreamliners for service after enhanced safety check. Remember, the ones in question were the ones that were, rolled out in 2014, the older aircraft. Those are the ones that had the maximum number of safety concerns. You remember what we talked about in the previous episode on the Boeing safety, right? Now, what happened in the black box? The black box, even though it's called the black box, is actually bright orange in color so that it can be identified easily. Unfortunately, in this case, the black box itself appears to have been damaged, and even though it is designed to survive impact forces of up to 3,400 Gs, 3,400 times gravity, temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees centigrade, about 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, for 60 minutes. Deep sea pressure also they can withstand, and physical crashes, chemical spills, and fires. This means that despite all these specifications, how did the black box get damaged? What happens is that in high speed or nose first crashes, the impact energy can exceed the design limit of 3,400 Gs, shattering internal components like memory boards or power supply units. If the fire burns at temperatures higher than the limit of 1,100 degrees centigrade, it can melt internal shielding or wiring even if the outer case appears to be intact. Because it's metal, right? It conducts heat. If there is a fuel-air explosion or onboard ordnance like an oxygen tank rupture, the resulting shock waves can cause microfractures or crush components within the box. Long story short, a lot of things can still crash the black box. If exposed to battery acid or fuel or fire suppressant chemicals, corrosion can eat away at insulation and microchips. There is a doubt that because of a heavy rain that happened just a few hours before this, that water might have crept in, causing to a short circuit in the electrical compartments of AI 171. That is also being looked at very, very closely. Even if casing survives, sudden surges, short circuits, or violent vibrations may corrupt data or dislodge the memory chip. If the tail section gets crushed for whatever reason, or it gets incinerated, that is on fire, the internal circuits or memory modules could have been compromised even if the outer shell appears intact. Now, what happened in the case of AI 171? Both the flight data recorder FDR and cockpit voice recorder CVR were recovered from the wreckage. The black box unfortunately has sustained damage. Despite India inaugurating a new 9 crore DFDR CVR lab in April 2025, damage to the recorders has forced the government to send them to the United States National Transportation Safety Board NTSB for decoding. The UK's Air Accidents Investigation Branch AAIB is also involved, as 53 British citizens were among the fatalities. Now, some other things that were detected, light anomalies if you will. The aircraft failed to retract its landing gear at 600 feet, which is highly abnormal. Hydraulic pressure loss is suspected, as flaps were reportedly not in the usual 5 degrees to 15 degrees takeoff position. The plane reached only 174 knots, well below the expected takeoff speed, suggesting potential thrust or drag anomalies. A lot of danger signals were there. Investigators are scrutinizing possible sabotage or human error linked to ground handling staff. This is where the thing about Celebi or the Turkish companies, is there anything there? Did they do willfully something? All these things are now coming into harsh light. Particular attention is being paid to over 430 former employees of Celebi Airport Services, a Turkish company whose ground handling contracts were annulled in May, many of whom were absorbed into AI's SATS, Bird Group, and others. The AAIB has confirmed that GH staff, maintenance teams, and engineering partners are all under investigation. Now, the unanswered questions still remain. Was there a hydraulic system failure or a maintenance lapse? Could sabotage by disgruntled ground handling staff have caused it? Why did a newly overhauled engine underperform? Did Air India's outsourcing ecosystem contribute to the overlooked safety gap? So, as I can see here, and as you can see, many questions are still unanswered. And I think it's very, very sad as to what has happened. There is a detailed report doing the rounds on WhatsApp, but it has not been confirmed. People are saying that this is the unconfirmed report of what failed, and that points to moisture getting into electrical systems, causing a short, which basically completely took out the electrical system of the plane. Although I kind of find it difficult that even a cursory inspection would have shown you that there was moisture in the electrical section. So was it not done? That's where things stand now. We will keep you informed on what happens next. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.